All right. Michelle is back, and I'm just going to talk until, with stuff that just coming out, and eventually, I'll stop because I got stuff to do later. But I just want to come back again and talk about how we are destroying each other. Not only destroying each other, destroying the planet because of misunderstandings and being unreasonable and appearing to be more knowledgeable than you are, appearing to think you know people when you don't. Now, I said something, I'm going to stand by it. I don't care. Snitches, spies, informants, whatever they call themselves, providing all this so-called factual information to these authorities. In most cases, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Okay, they're just lying because usually these people that become spies, informants, and snitches or whatever, they can care less about the motherfucking authorities. They know you're gonna pay them. They can care less about information they're providing to you. And I'm talking to law enforcement. You've been played. Okay, and and you're irrational. You're so irrational, so appearing of superiority and knowing it all. You hate to accept that you are wrong. Now, I know that there are some people out there that work under certain type of leaderships because they do care about their communities. They want to help. Because like I said, you remember that time everybody kept saying, get these drug dealers off the corner. Get these drug dealers off the corner. Okay. And so they put all this pressure on police officers. Usually the ones that are doing the groundwork, not the leaders. I support the patrol of all law enforcement. Okay. Because they're not the problem. It's the leaders, the people leading them, the management. All right. They are fantastic, dedicated police officers out there. I know it's controversial. I told you it would be. Okay, but we are putting the blame on police officers. Is who's managing them? Who's the leader of these police officers? That's the issue. Some of these state attorneys or former state attorneys, putting all this pressure on these patrol units, the ones that are rolling in the damn dirt, putting their lives on the line, not being able to enjoy their relationships with their significant others. When I was in as a first responder, my job was just enforcing stuff, and I came up against a lot of bullshit all the time. More so from white males who love to drain the system, thinking the system belongs to them and that all the focus needs to be on them. Don't worry about these people. I want you to have an officer on the corner. I want to see you patrolling in my neighborhood. Those people don't care about their neighborhood. Look at it. That's what's heard and said. Okay. It is not police officers that roll in the dirt, spend time away from their families. There are good officers out there. I'm telling you, it's not the officers, it's the leaders, whoever's leading them, the management, whoever's managing them. Those are the people you need to get rid of. All right? Or revamp it, remaster it, reform it. Okay, that was a complete lie when it was said that black people, or more so people of color, wanted to defund the police. That's some bullshit. All this lying and stuff and causing all this discord and division. Okay, so yes, I understand why people hate snitches, because they give inaccurate information. I would say 80% of the time, because they know you're gonna fucking pay them. Some of them will have addictions, so they'll say any goddamn thing, and then you would think that would register, but no. And then innocent people always caught in the goddamn crossfires of that misinformation. And this justification that to be kicking in doors of innocent people and always lying and justifying it. This video may not get out. I can care less. My voice will. My voice travels through the universe just as yours does. So it'll get to the right ears and the people that can hear this, feel this, and see this. You know, these informants, infiltrators, crusaders, coming in, they may be part of the community, but they are the problem too when they feeding shit to you because they know they're going to get some money. These people usually, like I said, got addictions. And they'll say any goddamn thing to you. So, until we admit our failures, admit that we made mistakes, admit we don't know what the fuck we're doing, we don't know nothing. If you're not a black American, you have no idea what goes on in black American culture. If you are Latino American, only people that know the culture of Latino communities are Latino people. Now, you can easily get snitches out of that everywhere. Okay, but you would think through proper vetting, you would know if the information is accurate or not. And usually these young officers, these young gun-ho officers are manipulated into believing it's always the people of color that's having problems in their neighborhood. Okay, I know better. There's these so-called affluent communities who want all of the resources generated towards them. Because they are under the assumption, those people don't care about their neighborhood. Look at it. Look how trashy it is. Well, let me tell you some things that I've noticed that I used to notice when I was in those communities of color. Okay, one day I'm sitting in my patrol vehicle, minding my own goddamn business, as I usually do, and, just looking around. And I happened to look to my left, and I saw this white male dumping trash over a fence onto a vacant lot. A whole bucket of trash. And I don't know if I said something on my. I'm not sure how I communicated with him. I don't know how, but I did communicate with him. How about that? And so, so my words to him is, I said, "Sir, why would you do that?" He says, "Well, it's on my property. It's not belongs on my property." So I said, "So you're gonna dump it onto somebody else's property?" I said, "What if I came into your neighborhood and dumped my trash in your front yard? What would you do about that?" And he never removed it either. See, that's what happens in these type of cultures. We bring in these snakes of people. They're snakes, okay? If you don't like that term, oh well. They come into those type of neighborhoods and piss all over it, and then leave. Okay. They intentionally do not upgrade those houses and make them presentable and livable for a reason. Okay? Because they're cash cows. Those houses are cash cows for these damn snakes. Okay? So we're gonna have to be creative. Okay. And elevate our goddamn thinking, or start thinking, or something. Okay, and get your hands off your damn mushrooms. Okay, you know what the fuck I'm saying. And pay attention to what really is going on. And find some spinal way, because you're educated, right? You're intelligent, right? And you can't figure this out? Well, it requires more than that. Okay, and most in that community that I was in, it was mostly elderly women and children. Okay, and the communities where these elderly women spent their lifetime building a home or having a home to come to and retire. What do I see off in the distance? I don't see homes. Let's put it that way. All right, I'm not saying anymore. Okay, so yes, I understand why you don't why certain communities like the black community more so hate these goddamn snitches and these informants, these spies, because they give sometimes intentional, sometimes disregarding the information that they're providing to these authorities, because they can care less really. Because like I said, they may have addictions, and so they know that they know they're gonna get a paycheck. They ain't got to fucking work, and so they built. And so now, I'm not gonna say any word, but I mean, listen. Surveillance cameras can lie too, can't they? Surveillance cameras can pick up inaudible information or inaudible communications, right? So that's why we had quote unquote porch monkeys. Okay, because they were trying to figure out what the hell you're doing. Okay, and then, like I said, these informants, okay, can be easily manipulated. Let me just say this. Usually, informants, snitches, spies, or whatever they're deemed and called these days, are ignored. Nobody wants to fuck them. And they're pissed off about it. It's always a sexual frustration for a lot of them. Because they know nobody gives a fuck about them, really. So now they're going to be big dogs and cats, okay? And be, snaking around as well, turning into snakes too. Think they understand the culture they come from. I mean, even though I come from black culture, I don't know everything about motherfucking black culture. Shit, I barely can understand what they're saying in the music. I just like the beat. I like the drop beat. I have no idea what these young men are saying. And then you're going to have people listening in. Even though they come from the culture, they don't fucking know either what most of these young people are saying. They're just making up shit. Because they know they're going to get paid. So that whole system of whatever authorities used to be spying on people, doing their surveillance, doing their setup, to bring out their tanks, their military fucking tanks, like they're in some damn war. You need to revisit that. Revamp it, remaster it, reform it, and stop all of this terror you cause on these communities of color. Like I said, it's usually filled with elderly women and children. How would you like it if I could come around and kick your motherfucking door in? I remember this woman just took a shower. That's what I'm saying. It's always in a sexual, perverted, degenerate fashion. They probably knew that woman was in her shower, because they probably had cameras hidden in her house already. I'm sure they were in it already. Okay, so this is nothing like secrets. Okay, it's all in plain motherfucking sight. I can see it. Like I said, I see the contradictions on top of the contradictions on top of the motherfucking contradictions. And then you put beautiful black women, you prop them up into these high profile positions as props directly in the line of fire. That's all that is. So that they can field all these goddamn questions. So that you can continue, hiding in plain sight. And you don't like criticism. Like I said, you're intellectuals, usually. You're intellectual type. You know it all. You're always talking. You always have the answers. You know, you stick your fucking chest out like you all that. And the main thing is you're pissed off because the women don't pay you no motherfucking attention. Even with the damn uniform on. Because women can do what they need to do. And that's a problem as well. You know, women are going to be increasingly targeted as well. You know, it's going to be a continual erosion of black women, of course, and then it's going to be a continual harassment, this deviant activity of where they're watching women all over the place and children. And so, you know, and I remember this term that was used in a particular city, the milk run. Okay, so ordinarily I wouldn't know what the fuck that meant because I don't know anything about certain cultures. I said it. Now, sometimes I don't even know, like I said, even with the children in our black and Latino cultures, I don't even know what the hell they're saying. But I like the beat and the music that they produce. Okay, so, and I remember, I'm gonna put it out there. I remember back in the day where young black males were killed over the fact that they were rocking this drop beat in their cars. You know, that dropping beat. You know, it was, again, just like that, Nancy Reagan. What was that? What was her damn? I don't know what this campaign Nancy Reagan was on, and then ended up. President Reagan became a drug dealer himself. Come on. But anyway, the drop beat in these vehicles where they were bouncing it. I mean, it felt good to my ears. That's what we heard in our neighborhoods. I enjoyed it because I like the drop beat sound. It's a vibration. You know, it's a rhythm, and that's how our body responds to rhythm and vibration. Young black males were killed over that. But now you see white males all over the place dropping the beat, revving up their engines, and nothing is done to them. Disturbing the peace with all that damn revving up their engines and stuff. Intentional. I know it's intentionally. I know it's done intentionally. You know. So, you know, I am protected in truth. Okay. I'm not going to be fearful. I'm going to do everything I can to protect myself. Because I know I'm a target for various reasons on various things. And because they couldn't find one problem with me, they created and assumed there was something else. You know, I'm sharing secrets or something. I don't know what the fuck that was. Or what the fuck it turned out to be. Because, they're not flying as much. So I guess the resources ran out. I'll come back and say more.